Today what we have is an ultimate tour of this here cabin located in a, and you got the John Deere Gator.
It does everything. Off the farm where his cabin sat. He made these from his grandfather's cabin.
So this is a piece of history. This
Yep. Like
this
said,
room basically all has purpose.
Everything in this room was pretty much handmade. That over there was the seat, the spring seat off of my wife's grandfather's wagon on the farm. When they would go to the mill with the horses, they would take that seat and put it on the wagon and ride it to
these are things that you may never ever see anywhere else.
So we made a coffee table out of it.
Unique.
We made a box, which is the size of the wagon, to set the seat on.
Guys, welcome back to the channel, Lower Michigan Adventures. Today what we have is an ultimate tour of this here cabin located in a
forest in southern Ohio.
Forest in southern Ohio, and this right here could be the ultimate.
It's a great place to get away and be calm.
A great place to get away and be calm. So let's go take a look at this little piece of paradise, this ultimate cabin.
Okay. This is a Jim Barna log home kit. 26 by 42 with a full basement. Upstairs has a dormer all the way across the back. Out my front door, you can walk 5 miles without coming out of the woods. Out the back door, we're a quarter mile from a state route, so we got the best of both worlds. 45 acres, we sit right in the middle of it, so we have privacy on all sides. This time of year when the trees are bloom, we have total quiet, no road noises, just the birds singing, and whatever dogs they barking does.
And sometimes you actually get coyotes up through here in the middle of the night, don't you?
Yeah, they like chicken. We raise chickens. We've already lost 6 chickens in 6 weeks.
Just because of the coyotes, huh?
Coyotes, foxes, raccoons, everything eats chicken, including people.
Oh.
It's the back of the house. We heat the house with a wood furnace. We have an electric backup, which we've only used once in 28 years. The wood there, that's about a year's supply of wood. That's 5 cords. If you lived in the middle of a gas field, you'd heat your house with gas. We live in the middle of the forest, so we heat our house with wood. We've got plenty of it. We have like an 8-year supply cut right now, all ready to burn. Some of it's 25 years old. But it's under a roof. As long as it's kept dry, it won't rot. It'll keep indefinitely if it's under a good metal roof.
The wood pile.
With the deck.
We got a beautiful deck up here. Look at that. And you got the John Deere Gator.
It does everything.
It does everything he needs.
Yep. We got a garage up there that would hold 4 cars if we could get 1 car in it, but we can't. Plenty more wood. That's 10 cords right there a minute. We have bird feeders, hummingbirds. We get blue jays. We got robins. Every wild bird you can think of.
He's going to take us inside this ultimate cabin.
Come on in.
We're going to take a look and see what this is all about.
First of all, you got to be able to enjoy the beauty around it.
Right.
So we have quite a bit of seating on the porch.
And how many acres is out here?
45 acres.
45 acres.
We have a porch swing on both ends of the porch. We just got us a new Amish glider, which is
fancy.
Really nice. This, we come out here and eat supper a lot. This folds down.
Right.
Got drinks here, and it's a glider, so it's like a swing.
Right.
This was made out of Amish buggy wheels.
Oh, wow.
And it's got slabs of cedar underneath it. So we have people over. We spend a lot of time on the front porch.
You definitely got plenty of seating.
Yep. That swing there and these two chairs were on my wife's grandparents' porch when she was growing up, and she's 71. We got them when they passed away. We had that repaired. It was oak, but it had some rotten pieces in it. And the reason it's that color is that's the color they always kept it. So she wanted to look like her grandmother's house.
So this is original color.
Yes. And then, of course, there's
these
our
pieces.
Welcome to Our Cabin sign, but it fell and broke. And we repaired it. It's got a board behind it now, and it's glued to that.
Welcome to our cabin.
A friend of ours hand painted that for us on a piece of
Chandler's, established in 1997. Yeah. Now this cabin right here is your personal home.
This is my personal home. We moved here in 97. We built this cabin.
Yeah.
This was a Jim Barna kit, the logs.
Yes.
The rest of it was done by local contractors.
Right.
Jim Barna is out of Tennessee, and they sell log kits. This was a 26 by 42 kit. At that time, just the logs, what you see here, was $19,000.
Wow.
Just for the logs.
Right.
Had to be assembled. Of course, they're, if you look over here at the end of the logs, you can see they're D-shaped, so they're flat inside, but they have two splines so that they seal better. And we put insulation foam tape on top of each spline before we put the logs on to help keep the air out.
Right.
New decoration. She got this sign from a friend last year. And our family, we don't hide crazy. We put it on the front porch and give it a bourbon. So she put a bourbon out here on the front porch.
Ta-da!
For decoration.
For decoration. So let's take a walk inside this ultimate cabin. A piece of paradise. Boy, oh boy. Let's take a step back in time, guys.
We have our furniture. This is Amish made cherry. We have a cherry table, cherry chairs with a cherry cupboard. And the floors are 1x10s that were sanded and had a maple finish on them and put down with blacksmith nails to make them look old and original. Got a pretty much traditional kitchen.
And the floor.
Yep.
We got to take a peek at the floor, since he mentioned it. And back up.
Yep.
Here we go.
And then in here, the floor goes through into the living room.
And we're just going to be looking at the main part of the cabin, as we got a special invite. And you're okay with this being on YouTube, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
No problem.
Okay. No problem.
This is a firewood made by a local Mennonite mason. It goes to the basement to hook up our wood furnace to.
So you can run this place just on wood alone, and that's what you do.
Yes, we do. We've heated it on wood alone since we moved in.
Oh wow!
Only 1 month have we run electric. This wood furniture was made in the USA. My wife got the left antelope. I got the right one.
Look at that! Ain't that nice?
That's her powder horn over there for her muzzleloading rifle. The broom was made by a friend of ours. Everything in this room was handmade by somebody we know. That cupboard was made by a friend. This tomahawk was made by a friend. That broom was made by a friend. These drawings were done by a friend with a Bic pen. These were done with a Bic pen.
That is pretty sweet.
Yeah, for a Bic pen. The basket is made out of poplar bark. A friend of ours made that. He does Native American living history, and he makes baskets, and his wife makes other items. They live in a teepee and do shows and stuff for like Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts. They go around the country and they set up their teepee just the way it would have been set up. This table here, and there's 2 end tables here, were made by a friend of mine out of his great-grandfather's cabin in West Virginia when the road came through. They're made out of wormy chestnut, which we don't have anymore. That's not in America anymore.
Wow.
The slate tops were taken off the farm where his cabin sat. He made these from his grandfather's cabin.
So this is a piece of history. This
Yep. Like I
this
said,
room basically all has purpose.
Everything in this room was pretty much handmade. That over there was the seat, the spring seat off of my wife's grandfather's wagon on the farm. When they would go to the mill with the horses, they would take that seat and put it on the wagon and ride it to
these are things that you may never ever see anywhere else.
So we made a coffee table out of it.
Unique.
We made a box, which is the size of the wagon, to set the seat on. The wagon, of course, was much longer, but that was the width of it.
That's metal right there.
And that was made in Lancaster, Ohio. The wagon was built in Lancaster, Ohio, over 100 years ago.
Look at the inside of this. Everything has a purpose and everything has history.
His place, yep.
Yep.
This was in my wife's grandfather's shop. It was an old pie safe, but he used it to keep tools in his garage. When he passed away, we got it. And
wow.
we keep odds and ends in there. Most of the stuff we have is handmade. This was handmade by a friend of ours. It has its
That
own,
almost looks like an old singer.
It is an old singer. This has its own legs, but it fits perfectly on top of her singer, so she normally just keeps it there.
Right. So at one time, that was one of the hand pedal singer sewing machines.
Still works.
Oh, it still works.
Yep.
It's a singer
This table,
sewing machine.
If you turn this table over, the legs and all the parts fit inside the brim, so you can take it with you and then put it all together once you get there.
My goodness. I feel like blessed to even come in here and look at this treasure of a house. And by the way, don't come knocking unannounced because Pops carries.
Yeah.
Just
No, here.
FYI.
Here, look at that one up there. We got signs everywhere. Okay, the house is a 2-story with a finished basement. We're not going to do the upstairs or the downstairs, but it's very roomy. We don't use the upstairs any longer. All of our kids are gone.
Right.
The floors we put in, don't ever put carpet in a cabin. We did. We replaced them with solid hickory. These are hickory floors, solid, not laminate. And you don't want to laminate, ever. It's got a bathroom here, and it's got one over top of it upstairs. This one has a walk-in shower. They're not big, and we don't have the fancy attached to our bedroom.
And that's a neat, unique little piece.
We don't have the bedroom suite that's bigger than most houses. That's wasteful. We don't need that.
He doesn't have the bedroom suite. He doesn't need it.
Nope.
It's not needed.
This is our bedroom. Very small, very simple. The bed is made of white cedar from Indiana. A friend of ours made this. We have 3 of them. One in my daughter's bedroom. Well, both my daughters had one. And one's in cabin 1 right now.
One's in cabin 1. And this is your personal home.
Well, I was hurt last year, and our bedroom was upstairs. We had a much larger bedroom, but I couldn't climb stairs for over a year, so we had to move down here. So this will be our bedroom until...
Now, this is something, I know my lighting's not good, but are those hat boxes or what are those?
Yeah, they're old hat boxes. My
Okay.
wife keeps stuff in them.
Collects.
One of these, her sister made.
I'm just seeing some unique pieces
Her
that
sister
I
passed
haven't
away.
seen
This
before.
belonged to my grandmother.
That's what happens when you come into an
Well,
old cabin.
these pictures up here, this is what I used to do all the time. I would dress in that time period.
that
Those
is
are
so
fur
cool.
trappers from the 1830s.
You got any old furs?
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere. All right.
But,
Well, look at this.
That's
Oh,
butterflies from South America.
Now, are these real butterflies?
Those are real butterflies, yes.
Oh my gosh, we get such a treat visiting this cabin.
That came from Peru. Well, the lady who sold it to me was from Peru. I know it comes from South America.
Right.
They make those up and they sell them.
So much history up here in this cabin.
Yep. Now here's a belt I made. This is my choker. I make these. Those are coyote. That's a elk tooth in the middle and coyote fangs on both sides. The bone is the foot bone of a coyote. And the beads, the glass beads, are from Venice, Italy, from about 1840.
Wow.
That's my personal one. I make them to sell also. But that's pretty much the first floor of the house. We try to buy things and use things that are made locally.
Right.
And made by friends. That cabinet there was made by my son-in-law. This board was made by a local person. It was made by my son-in-law for my wife for Christmas because she's short. As you'll see, it's a lot lower than a standard cabinet. These cabinets, my wife's 4'11", and they're too tall for her to work on without her back hurting her.
Right.
So he made this for her, and that's where she does all her work.
Beautiful, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
That paddle there was an old paddle from her great-grandfather that they did lard and stuff with. We've got a lot of their old tools and stuff around. This belonged to her grandmother. That was a hutch from her kitchen.
And we've got an amazing deck.
And, we put the roof on it about 10 years ago. We wish we'd have done it sooner. It makes the back deck so much more livable. We spend a lot of time out here. I work out here. We do breakfast and supper out here. It's just, it's lovely. As you can see, there's nothing to interfere with the peace and quiet. Rainy days.
Perfect. Look at this. Nice seating out here. What an amazing view. Guys, thanks for joining us with this ultimate cabin tour with AKA my pops. And I hope you enjoyed this here little video. And if you did, smash the thumbs up. Greatly appreciated. We'll catch you at the next one. Cut.
Have a good one.
Pop said have a good one. And cheers.